What up, everybody? Welcome to the T8 Outdoors podcast again. Super pumped that you guys are even here listening. It's just a testament to how cool, the disability community is. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for being here. Today's guest is Jayden Leiby.
Ivy, yep.
Jayden Leiby. Super cool guy, dude. Uh, Quadriplegic and just I met him on Instagram. We just we clicked right away. We're just two dudes who like talking outdoors and have some stuff in common. So, Jaden, yeah, if you could just introduce yourself and tell the world who you are, what you're about, and yeah.
Yeah, brother. I appreciate you having me on here. It's an honor. I'm excited for you and where this is going. But yeah, my name is Jayden Leiby. I'm 24 years old, and I got hurt in a football accident when I was a senior in high school. So I played for a small town called North Schuylkill, and I played quarterback and corner. And it was a huge game for us. It was the last game of the season. It was the Schuylkill League Championship, we called it. For the small town, it was two of these big towns in the small town, like battling, obviously, and it was a game to be at. Um, Third quarter, I was playing some of the best football of my life, and I was on defense, and the running back got a little dump off pass, and it was just me and him. In my vision, it was me and him, and ran up to make the play, thinking like I'm invincible and I'm gonna smoke this dude and make the play, right? Well, that'd be the last play that I'd ever make. The way that my head was down and he was coming at me, we caught, and it just shattered my C6, C7. I did smoke him though, so I'm gonna be clear on that. Flipped over me. Um, but from there on, man, it started a huge journey, which was a lot of learning, a lot of, sadness at
Yeah,
times, a lot of
absolutely.
happiness as well. But the learning part, I mean, I went to the ICU where I didn't even know if I was going to survive, honestly, just because of the breathing part, stuff like that. Ended up having to get two surgeries. I lost my right arm for a bit. I got some nerve damage. It was pinned up over my head for that, 5, 6 hour surgery. And I woke up and it was, I remember it slowly kind of down from my shoulder, just went away. So it was one of those things that like I needed it back to. I didn't even know how I was going to live a life in a wheelchair with a spinal cord injury, let alone with just one working arm. So it was a must to get that right arm back. I ended up spending like 3.5 months in an inpatient rehab in Philly, called McGee. And at McGee, physical occupational therapy, you know the deal. A lot of people know the deal. Um, but after McGee is when COVID hit, and it was, it was lonely. I couldn't go anywhere to get, physical therapy at all. So luckily, my two um, therapists that live close to me now came over every day, and we worked on me and my right arm and stuff like that. And it's really awesome that we've met and being able to talk to you about the hunting life, because it was my life before, other than sports. It was, when am I going to be able to get in the woods, right? So one of those things was, even with my left hand, which was not really ever, um it was affected to an extent, right? Both of my arms were affected, everything was affected. That's why I'm a
Yeah.
quad. But my trigger finger wasn't strong enough to pull a trigger. So like that, I got hurt in October, and that Christmas is when I wanted a Nerf gun to, shoot and practice a little bit of target practice, stuff like
Right.
that. So like
Right.
nurses would come in, my parents, my fiance, anyone, I would just shoot them. I was just trying to practice getting that pointer finger a little stronger so I could end up in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are now. Right now, I just graduated college. Something that I never thought I would do. So, like, for you youngins out there, for you people that don't think it's possible, it is so possible, because I didn't think it was possible. Going up there every other day for classes in this wheelchair alone. I didn't know if it was possible, and I ended up doing it, and I graduated with a elementary education degree. So I'm going to start that here soon, and I'm also public speaking. I'm looking for anywhere to public speak and share my story and share how, life can happen, but what are you going to do about it? How are you going to progress when something bad happens? So that's where I'm at, and I'm excited to be on here and talk to you and learn more about you and about the hunting world.
Sick, man. Yeah, super stoked. Like you mentioned in that brief little bio that you just gave, you got a degree in elementary school teaching, and you got your first substitute gig coming here, right?
Oh yeah, I just applied for it. Um, my goal was to go back when they went back to school they went back on Monday the 5th. And that was my goal, but I had to do some like paperwork and stuff like that. So got that all planned out, and now I'll probably start next week. So I'm excited to be back. I just finished student teaching in December, and it was a great time. It's more about it's not about like the subjects to me anymore. It's about like obviously I'm going to teach the subjects when I get to school and stuff like that, but it's really a life lesson for these kids that may never see someone in a wheelchair. And when they're walking with their family and they see someone in a wheelchair, they're not rubbernecking and being like, like and like staring. They know the
Right.
deal. They know that
Right.
it's happened in life, and I'm just as normal as they are. It's just something happened to me, and that's that.
Yeah, I'm sure those little kids will give you plenty of questions.
Oh, dude, I've already heard a bunch. I can't imagine what's to come, but they're just curious, and it's
Yeah.
cool to be able to, talk to them about what we go through on a daily basis. Because when me and you were that age, we weren't thinking about that. We weren't thinking
No.
about where we'd be now. So it's
Right.
be in that position.
And if we did think about it 2, 3 seconds later, we think about something else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So anything else?
Yeah, that's cool. So right on, man. So how long till after your spinal cord injury were you able to get in the woods? Like, can you run us through that first story? Like how like logistically it was different. Like if you had who helped you, like how did you guys figure it out? Like the nitty gritty, man. Let's hear it.
Oh yeah. So it was. I fell in love with turkey hunting. Like pretty late, right before I got hurt. I was probably 18 when I started turkey hunting pretty heavily. And obviously turkey's in the spring here, and I got hurt in October, and we were turkey hunting in that spring. So no, I've done this April, probably 6 months after I got hurt. And I got this chair that someone loaned it to me. A guy got hurt. He was a doctor and he got hurt. He was a hunter, and God love him, he passed away, and his wife donated the chair to me, and it was one of these. It was a big chair with. It wasn't these track chairs that me and you have now, but it was enough to get around, right? So it was the first time I was hunting, and my dad has been such a huge blessing to me in this hunting life and life in general. Like he's just there for me all the time. But it was the first time we were hunting, and him and my brother, and we live on like a farm right now, so we had to go up this mountain. Well, this chair did not do good going up this mountain. So there I am. It's 4 in the morning. It's dark. You're trying to get up in these underneath these turkeys when they're roosted and stuff like that. And my dad and my brother are pushing me, and they're gobbling their heads off. And I'm like, come on, guys, like you got to push me faster. Like we got to get up there.
Yeah.
We ended up
I'm
getting
not even breathing. I'm not even breathing hard. Let's
right, right.
go.
Let's go. Right. We ended up getting up there, and we didn't get anything, but it's just about that experience. You know what I mean? It was about getting out, and it just kind of reignited that feeling that I used to have that I didn't think I'd ever get again. After
Right.
like I mean, that climbing that tree stand, smelling that fall air. It was something like no other that I never thought I was going to get to experience again by myself. So, I mean, shout out to my dad for just being that guy for me, especially in the hunting world. He wants it more than I do, at times, and he'll do
Oh
anything
yeah.
for me, and that's I'm really blessed to have him. And I mean, just my family in general. My fiance helps me in the mornings when it's tough, getting up in the mornings and I'm all tight and stuff, got to get moving.
Mornings
She,
suck.
oh, they're the worst, dude. They're
I
the
hate
worst,
mornings.
especially when you're getting up at the ass crack of dawn at 4 a.m. and trying to get these turkeys in, you're spasming. And now she's a trooper, my dad, my mom, all of them. They're great for me. I couldn't be more blessed with that aspect of my life of just them helping me. And it's not I don't in the beginning of it all, I didn't want it. You know what I mean? I didn't want this help. I didn't want to have to be not necessarily dependent, but kind of need that help. You
I
don't
know
want
what
to
you mean, bro. Yeah.
you get hurt and it's like shit, like I used to be able to do all this by myself. I'm gonna try it now. But then you get up at 4 a.m. and you're not dressed until 5. You know what I mean? And you're not in your chair until 5:30 and it's already light. The birds are on the ground, the deer are moving. So like it's one of those things that if you need help, there's no problem in asking for it. We didn't ask for this to happen to us, but there's resources everywhere. If we weren't hurt and we needed help, we'd help. We'd ask for help.
Right. That's the thing too. I preach on this channel is like, don't be scared to ask for help. Like, yeah, obviously, we're all headstrong and we don't, we wish we could do everything else. But if you need a helping hand in order to get out in the woods, ask for that freaking helping hand, dude. It's all about the end goal. It's all about getting in the trees. I don't care how I get out there. Get me out there, dude. Like if I have to have 10, 15 people helping me out, dude, it is what it is. Just get me where I need to go. And as I was saying, like don't be afraid to ask for help, dude. That's people are more than willing to help. Like they see your attitude, they see a killer attitude, and they're like, oh, like we want to. This guy keeps asking, or he's asking to get out in the woods, and the people who get out in the woods and know how healthy and beneficial it is for your head, they're gonna be like, yeah, dude, let's go. Like I know how good it is for me, and if I get to share it with you, dude, stoke, let's do this.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's just a blessing for all these people that I have found to want to help me. I mean, family and when you have a fiance and stuff, like they're always going to be willing to help, but like you really find those other people, those true friends, regardless of the age, that are going to be like, yeah, I'll get you out whenever you need, or if you want,
Right.
you know what I mean, any kind of help, we got you. So it's a blessing to find those people in your life because it's hard. It's hard to find those people, and when they're there, it's really nice.
Yeah, 100%. It like you said, it doesn't matter who it is. Like I've been on hunts with people 20, 30 years older than me. It doesn't matter. Like you reach out and you cast a line. It's like you don't know what fish is gonna bite, but you're gonna reel the fish in. You know what I mean? No matter what. So like who you're gonna find when you reach out and you put yourself out there in the outdoorsman world I could speak of, they're gonna you're gonna find the most random people are so willing to help you and just get out there and just do it. So yeah, I can't state that enough. Like I use your social media. Social media is huge because even a lot of people aren't very, who have disabilities aren't very conversive and they're kind of held back into a little bubble. You know what I mean? But so that's where social media helps because you don't have to verbally talk. You could just, what I've done in the past is I'll write something out and I'll just copy and paste, and you find whoever in the world, just copy and paste that into their DMs, and people will get back to you, and who knows where you'll end up.
Right, absolutely. It's always shooting that shot, man. You never know where it's gonna hit. And like I've met so many great people hunting. I've met people that when the two guides that I shot my elk with, I still talk to them to this day. They're invited to my wedding. Like they're just great dudes. And wolf hunting, same with those guys. Like it's just everywhere I've been, it's just been a true blessing and a true dream come true, honestly, at the end of the day, because it's been great.
Yeah, and it's so did you say wolf hunting?
Yeah, I was on a wolf hunt and I that one bites me a little bad. That's a
Well,
tough one for
you
me.
brought it up, bro.
Yeah, dude, I gotta tell you. So we went up to Canada. We again, the guide that I elk hunted with, it was after I shot my elk. We're on our way home. And he called my dad. We're in the hotel and he called my dad. He said, "Hey, like what are you guys doing January?" I think it was like the 20 to the
Yeah,
20, so whatever. It was in January of 2 years ago now. And my dad's like, I mean, we don't have any plans. Like, why? What's up? And he's like, well, you and Jayden are gonna go on that wolf hunt that I bid for that I won. He's like, is that cool, you guys? And my dad's like, dude, you don't have to do. He's like, no, I want to do that. So he ended up paying for this. Like he bid on a wolf hunt and ended up giving it to me, which was amazing.
that's so rad, dude.
Again, great dude. His name's Steve Letcher. Um, but we went up to Canada for this wolf hunt. And it was pretty grueling. I mean, it was like negative 20 degrees and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah.
It
That's-
was freezing, sitting in a blind all day over bait, and it was Monday through Friday we hunted and we didn't see a wolf until Thursday. And of course, I wanted to shoot a black wolf, but any wolf was cool. Like I wanted a beautiful black wolf. I saw it in my mind like a mount. It would have been awesome.
Oof.
Oh, it's that Thursday. Me and my dad are sitting there, and he put two screws up for my phone because, dude, these are like 12-hour days, dark to dark sits. You're not seeing any. Like we didn't see a wolf until that Thursday. Started hunting Monday, so I'm watching a
It's a
movie where
lot of thinking time.
a lot of thinking time, dude. And again, it was just me and him, and we had a lot of talking too, so it was cool. But again, that Thursday, I'm watching this movie on my phone, and he hit me, he tapped me, and he's like, "Gene, there's a wolf." And I look up. What do you know? It's a beautiful black wolf standing at the bait. No idea how it got there. No idea. We're like you're
Silent.
looking at it and watching and looking at it, and next thing you know, boom, it just appeared.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, it was wild. And I had the guide's gun, right? So there was an acu trigger on it. So I'm on this wolf and like I'm pulling the trigger and I'm like, what the like is the safety still on? And like my dad looked, he's like, no, you're good. He's like, you gotta squeeze hard. So like I never shot an acu trigger in my life. These guns that we use at home, it's always just like squeeze, pull, gun. Like
Right.
it surprised you. So I'm pulling real hard. And I guess when I pulled, I shot over.
Eh,
So the only wolf we saw, the only one I mean, I would have shot any wolf, obviously, and it would have been awesome. But I wanted a black one. Ended up missing the black wolf, dude. So that was my chance. Again, you get these opportunities in life that you got to make the shot, and I missed. Again, it's a memory in my head for me and my dad forever.
Mm-hmm.
The cool part about it is though, we left that Sunday, I believe, and that Saturday they took us out to check snare traps. And on my Instagram, I actually have a picture of me and my dad and a beautiful, it's like a whiter coated wolf. They
Mm-hmm.
snare. So we got to get our picture with it and just see one up close. And dude, they're magnificent creatures. Uh,
Beautiful.
oh, it's wild, but they're not big. Like we saw a guy up there shot one when we were with them, and we saw them skinning it. They're only little. It's just all that fur. So like, it's a tough shot. It's a tough. You got to sneak it in there to get one, but again, that's definitely that's a dream of mine to get one on the ground. I want to kill one. Definitely probably go back up there one year, but it was again an amazing experience. And then out of that, I ended up going on a black bear hunt up in Alberta, Canada, the next spring
Mm-hmm.
because they invited me up there. It's just like I said, you never know who you're going to meet or the memories or
The dominoes.
it's just yeah, it is. It has that effect and in the hunting world, there's so many great people. So like these guys were like, you want to come up next year and shoot a couple black bear? It's like, hell yeah, dude, let's do it. And I ended up shooting two black bear and again, an amazing experience. Met a ton of great people. Um, I don't know how you can't love this sport. And I just don't.
Well, that's the thing I've said about on this channel before this podcast is I have people like when I go to like I have it on my local church like, hey man, I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. Like, are you doing okay? Like, is your walk with God okay? Like, what's going on? I'm like, dude, I've been at church. I've been closer to God the in the woods than I'll ever be in a building with a
Absolutely.
preacher. You know, like I have full on conversations with God and he talks back to me. He may not talk in English, but he'll talk with the majestic barn owl that's sitting on the branch just staring at me, you know, or the deer that walk out, the sun rising and the little critters just watching the world wake up and sitting in the woods, man, is just that's God's creation. That's God's land. And like I love me a good sermon, but man, dude, the sermons that the woods or nature teach you
It's amazing. It
can't
really
be beat,
is.
bro.
No, it can't. Can't.
So yeah, so you mentioned on your last little speech you just gave about an elk hunt. Can you touch on how this elk hunt came to be, like how the found what foundation it was, and just I want to hear this elk story, man. Like, cause I could see it in the back over the corner. I can see some big. Ooh wee! Look at the size of that thing, bro.
Yeah, so it's another great story.
Ugh.
And we live around like 40 minutes from a Cabela's, and it was getting to be deer season here in PA, so we went down just to get whatever we needed. I forget what it even was, but we went down and as we went in, there was people outside, and we are like, what's going on here? And we kind of just went by them, and we're not even 5 minutes walking into the store in the Cabela's, and this lady taps my dad on the back. I was like, "How old is he?" And my dad's like, 19. Why? And she's like, "Make sure you come out and see us before you guys leave." And we're like, "All right." So it's called Hunt of a Lifetime, and we went out after, and
You say
they
Hunt of a Lifetime is the
Hunt of a
foundation name?
Lifetime. Yep, Hunt of a Lifetime.
Hunt of a
And
Lifetime. Okay.
yep, they gave me they asked me like what I wanted to hunt, and they gave me a paper to fill out, and there was anything from a white-tailed deer to a damn alligator on there, dude. And I circled a white-tailed deer. I want to shoot like I've shot some great PA buck. I want to shoot one that's real big, mature buck that I mean, obviously I don't mind high fence hunting and stuff like that, but I wanted to be out there and like, you get that luck, right? You need that
Mm-hmm.
luck that
Yep.
everything to go right. So it was white-tailed deer, elk was my second one, and moose was my third. And not that long after, we got a call that there was an elk hunt opening in New Mexico with the rifle. So we were like, yeah, let's do it. And we flew out to Arizona and then drove from Arizona to New Mexico, me and my dad. And we went on this elk hunt. And like I said, we met his name's Mark Reeb and Steve Letcher, these two guides of this. I forget, it's like it starts with a J. It's real hard to pronounce, but it's a ranch out in New Mexico, and we hunted. And I had one opportunity that we were sitting out over this water, and we were all there was three of us jammed in this blind, dude. My dad on one side, Mark on the other. And
Nice and cozy, man. I've been in
yeah,
some
getting
small
cold.
blinds with some big dudes, bro.
Oh
Yeah, real personal, real quick.
oh yeah, and these two are like snoring and stuff at times, you know what I mean? So like we're looking one way, and this bull elk comes behind us, and it was a weird situation. We didn't know if we should all turn around and I should try and shoot it, or we should see if it's going to get in front of us and I should shoot it.
What? Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off. What kind of blind were you in? Were you in a pop-up blind or just
Yeah.
brushed into the nature?
No, it was pop up, dude. It was like dead in the middle of this field.
Got
There
it.
were a couple little like sapling trees there,
Right.
uh, but we were kind of in the middle, and it kind of knew we were there. It had an idea that something was off, so we we made the decision not to turn around, and then it started like barking at us and stuff, and then ran off. And that was my only opportunity on that trip. So again, same thing. I had this opportunity to go to New Mexico and meet these great people. After I didn't get one, they were like, "Why don't you come back next year for the prime rut with the bow?" I was like, "Dude, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
Say
in."
less, bro. Say
Right.
less.
So we ended up going back out the next year and saw some beautiful elk. Heard some. My dad and I, we wanted to hear an elk bugle. That's like one of those things that is just you can't. You see it on Instagram and on social media of them.
Dude, it makes like your blood vibrate, bro. Like the frequency of an elk bugle, or just like you feel it in your bones, dude.
Yeah, it was nuts to experience it in real life. And we're sitting over this. It was a little water hole, like they had like dug out water holes for them, and
Yeah, yeah.
um, we heard him bugling like way out, and the guide was up on. He's probably 400, 500 yards away, glassing for us and seeing if anything's close or whatever. And bugling's getting closer and closer and closer. And like I said, I have a crossbow.
Hmm.
Um, So we're like, my dad like radioed to him. He's like, Mark, do you see it? Like, do you see anything? This guy's like, this bull seems like it's getting pretty close. And like, not even 20 seconds later, he was back and he's like, it's a shooter. It's coming to the water now. So there's a big, like, pine looking tree to our right covering us under this scaffolding. And this bull elk walks right in front of this little pine tree 20 yards. And I tapped my dad. He didn't even see it at the time, but all you could see was just bone, dude, walking through there. And it was, oh shit, here we go.
Time to put up or shut up.
Googled right before, too. Awesome. Looked over at us. My dad said 20 yards. He was rangefinder for me. Shot it. It didn't run 50 yards, died right in front of us. We're both crying, laughing. The guy, not laughing, crying. Well, yeah, and laughing. Like,
Bawling my eyes. I bawled before, dude.
and like the guide up top, he took a video of it through the glass, and you could hear him crying. It was just one of those things that like it was so awesome to be a part of, and again, a memory that I'll have until I leave this earth one day, you know.
Oh
And
yeah.
the thing is that we get to share it with others, and it was an amazing experience that I got with my pops and those two guys that I met out there that again are some of great friends that did anything for me. I mean, earlier in that trip, they hoisted me up on the scaffolding with tow straps from a truck. Two of them went up. My dad was on the bottom. They put them around my arms and my legs and hoisted me up, hoisted my wheelchair up, put me in the wheelchair. And that's just how they are. And that's how they wanted to be. And they wanted to get me the best opportunity.
Heck yeah, bro. Yeah, people will move heaven and earth to, and
Yeah.
a lot of people too, like they like the logistics of trying to help people out and with disabilities and get them in the woods and whatnot. I've learned a lot of times it's like people like brain exercising just as much as they do physical exercising, you know, and it's being able to meet people like that who are willing to go above and beyond. That's kind of how I was in my black bear hunt. I had a black bear hunt up in Maine, and and I was rolling my chair, and my chair had shocks, and they're just super squeaky, man. We're like, dang, what do we do? How do we figure this out? um Outfitter goes out into his back shed and brings out a gurney like you have in the military. You know, if a dude gets shot, you throw him on the gurney, and everyone you grab the guy in front, guy in the back, and they have handles. Threw me on a gurney. He carried me out to the blind, carried my dad, carried the wheelchair behind it, and we got in there silent as can be, man, and just posted up shop and ended up shooting a bear, dude. So it was, however you got to do it, you do it. Like I said earlier, you know, who cares how many people are there to help you? Like get out in the woods. That's the goal, dude. Like don't hide yourself.
No, it's honestly stupid to do that. And I did for a little while, like after I first got hurt. Like I said,
I think we
going
all have, brother.
yeah,
Yeah.
going from that independent self to you kind of got to depend on others to help you out, and it's like it's tough. It really is. And what is it
Mentally,
about this
yeah.
injury? That's the thing. Like We went through some of the worst stuff physically and mentally after the physical stuff happened. So why not just like let people help you, man? It's just, and I still have trouble with it. Like if I could do it, I'm gonna do it. But I've learned to come to, you know, it's it's gonna be a little easier for you and a little faster, definitely a little faster. So I take the help when it's needed, I should say, especially
Yeah.
in the because the woods aren't again they weren't made for people in wheelchairs and stuff like that. Um, but you figure it out. You always do. It's all you got to do.
I couldn't say it any better, brother. Yeah, it's an amazing thing, dude, and just being able to get out there and clear your head, clear your mind, all your troubles in the real world will go away, and you're
Do.
just focusing on that critter that's coming in.
Yep.
Beautiful thing. So let's what got you into public speaking? As people with disabilities, and yourself as a quad is people we tend to bubble ourselves and like hide, and I'll speak for myself. I did it for a bunch of years. Yeah, you tend to not want to talk to anybody at all. And
Yeah.
but once the dam breaks, and you'll find opportunity. So what got you into public speaking? Let's hear about this.
Yeah. So like you said, like in the beginning of everything, it's really hard to talk to anyone about anything because I mean you meet all these people when you get hurt in these same situations as you, but you're all leaving. You know what I mean? And where I'm from, not many people are in wheelchairs. Not many people suffer spinal cord injury. So it was hard to kind of like you could find someone on the internet and talk to them about it, but it's hard to kind of express your feelings to someone that doesn't know exactly what's going on.
Right.
So, yeah, that was one of those things that was real tough at first. And it was around a year and a half ago, I want to say, a local school around us, a lady asked me to come speak at their football banquet. Um, and I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I'll do it. I was at the point where I was like, screw it. I'm going to go tell my story and hopefully inspire someone. Of course, I was nervous. Of course, there was a little bit of second thoughts in there. Like, what if you mess up, dude? What if you, like, what happens if they don't like it? I'm getting to a point where it's like, who cares? You know what I mean? But I
It's
went to
such
that.
a good feeling.
Oh, dude. Yeah. And like, I still do get nervous before every speech, but after them, I'm like, dude, I say what I need to say. If
Right.
someone can take what I said, at least one, like that's my thing of every speech, at least one person in that room of if it's 100, if it's 1,000, if it's 10,000, one person leaves and they're like, damn, let's get it. Like I'm ready to attack this life in a different aspect than what I've been. That's my job. That's my goal. So like they recorded this speech and I'm one of those dudes who like to be I was prepared enough. I'm one of those dudes who like to kind of really perfect things. So when they recorded this speech, that was their gift to me. Like, send this out to other people. Like, you have a gift that you're going to be able to speak and tell people your story, hopefully make some money on it, whatever. Um, so they sent this video to me and I watched it and I was like, yeah, I could do better, So like more opportunities came up after that one, and after watching that video, I was like, we need to make a good speech. We need to practice it more. We need to go in there and with full ammo, just go in there and have at it. And
Right.
again, God bless my fiance. She's the one who her and I, wrote this speech out and kind of made cards and different things. And she listened to me kind of speak it into existence to her like I'm speaking to an audience. So like a lot of practice, definitely. But after that first one came a lot more opportunities. And yeah, so like I've been really enjoying it. My goal is to do it, a lot more and just kind of go around. We talked a little bit before we got on the recording about just like traveling a little bit, seeing more things, talking to more people, hopefully inspiring more people. That's the goal in life, in my opinion, is to be remembered, So like when we're done here and however many years it is, like I want to live on a little longer. I want to leave a name for myself, for my family, and just know that like I could have quit um when it was really hard. And it still is very hard at times, but like I didn't quit and I'm not going to quit. So like I want to make that name for myself to show to other people that, life is possible despite tragedies, despite, trials and all these things that life's going to happen. It happens every single day to every single one of us, good, bad, in between. And it's just about pushing forward and doing what you're meant here to do. We're all meant to do something great.
Yeah. 100, I couldn't disagree more, bro. And one like the thing is too is like once you get out and like you get over that precipice of the what if, like once you get into that, like I don't care anymore, dude. And then it's like, and it's what other people say too. It's like I don't care what they say. And it's like if you can free yourself from the worry of other people's opinions, that's freedom, dude. Like you're free, your mind will run free, your voice will run free, and then you're able to take it and run with it and see where it goes. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people out there really want to hear this our stories, people in wheelchairs, people who have whatever your disability is, like how do you get around? How do you do this? Like how do you do that? Like yeah, like having someone able-bodied talk to you about perseverance and overcoming is one thing, but when you see somebody who's obviously gone through hell and they're beaming with positivity now, it's like you want that person. It's like like if I'm building a rocket, I'm not gonna go to the guy to ask the guy at the frickin' the auto the auto mechanic, like, hey man, like how do I put this tire on my spaceship? It's
Right.
like you guys know what I'm trying to say. You ask
No.
people who have experience in that field, and going through life-changing incidents like ours is definitely eye-opening, dude.
Yeah, and like the thing is like when I go and speak to people, I really explain it to them that, and it's a crazy way to do it, but you could be speaking to someone who will and may get hurt or may experience a tragedy in
Yep.
the coming days, weeks, months, year, whatever. But like it's always gonna have like something bad is gonna happen in your life, and that's the way that it happens. It's life, but it's about how you react to that bad thing happening. It's gonna create who you become. So like for us, we're in these wheelchairs, and obviously there's more to it than the wheelchair. There's everything in between, but like we still deal with tragedy the same way other people do. People still die, people still, have car accidents, all these terrible things, but it's just about how you go about the thing that's going on, and just appreciate the good when the good's there and get through the bad when the bad's there.
Yeah, it's not about what happens to you, it's about how you react to it.
Yep.
That's huge right there. Just mentally, it's like we have the power of people in our positions in wheelchairs and disabilities. Like we have the power of influence more than a lot of people who influencers or whatever. But when people see us in our position and they see like positivity and they see action, or like someone will go across my Instagram page and like, dude, like at first I thought you were just a dude in a wheelchair. I didn't know you're out there traveling all over the world, shooting animals and doing stuff. Like I have a couple friends who are like, dude, you do more than any of my like our regular friends do.
Right.
Like for me, I work so I can get away and go in the woods and get out, and I save up my money as long as I got a roof over my head and food on my plate. The rest of my and a little bit of savings, the rest of my money's going on hunting adventures and fishing adventures and whatever else may be, like expensive hobbies. That one right there, this guy, my Hoyt bow archery, very expensive hobby, but incredibly therapeutic. I've met the most righteous people in the archery community, just doing these 3D shoots, doing these competitions, and it just you guys have so much power in your story, and it's like the in the Bible it says by the power of our testimony, the that's how people are going to come to know Christ, come to know God. So it's like in the power of your testimony, even if the other person doesn't want to hear about, faith or whatever, um, you have the power to change that person's mindset, to change that person's outlook on life. Because a lot of people, like, it's ignorance, dude. Like a lot of people don't know, and they say, "Oh, dude in a wheelchair. Oh, like you have to have someone wipe your ass for you. You have to do this. You have to have someone do this, X, Y, Z." And it's like, no, dude. Like we're incredibly independent people. We figure things out. You know what I mean? We do what we got to do, and we get it done. X, Y, Z. You fill in the
Right.
scenario you want, dude. But
Yep.
it's like we haven't. Well, yeah. There's a well to be tapped in every single person's disability. It's how the more you talk about your disability instead of hiding it and being scared of what people think, the more you talk about it, dude, the more people you're going to influence, the less you're going to care what people think, and the more people are going to come. So it's like what you reap, you're going to sow, dude. Like if you're out there, you're sowing positivity, you're sowing discipline and just confidence in your life, dude. You're gonna see because a lot of able-bodied people are broken, dude. Are
Oh
broken
yeah.
inside, and they'll throw a mask on, and be like, oh, that dude's like, look at Robin Williams, like, oh, dude was super happy. Next thing you know, like, commit suicide. But you never know who you're gonna touch, and that person might need you at that specific time. Like, I'm a firm believer, God puts people in your life at specific times in their life and your life where you both the symbiotic relationship, you know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
so
Yeah. I mean, couldn't have said it any better, dude.
yes, that's where I was going with that.
So,
Anyway, so let's I got your Instagram pulled up here, and I like just being on Instagram and just flipping through and look insta creeping. So how often are you getting outdoors, dude? How often are you getting in the
I mean,
woods?
we just got done rifle season here in PA, and I was out almost all the days, honestly. I mean, a lot of them I was in school. I was student teaching at the time, but I mean, I'd come out after school and all that noise and all those kids running around and stuff, you get out and then it's just like complete peace. You know what I mean? So like I'd go out until dark, and then once school was over, like when I was done student teaching, we did a bunch of different rifle hunts and stuff like that, like driving. And again, a lot of people just being aware of me having that track chair. We put it on the back of a Suburban on like a big, it's like a rack. So
I
a
have
lot of
it the same thing. That's how I carry my tractor around.
yep. So like a lot of dudes needed to help. Like my dad would be walking a lot for us, and obviously I would be sitting on these drives. So they'd crawl my track chair up and strap it in and just not even think twice about it. And it just made me feel great. But I mean, to answer your question, I was out majority of archery, majority of rifle. I was out last night. I went out for to see if I could get a predator out last night, a coyote or a fox, and unfortunately I didn't. But again, I spent an hour out in the dark with a thermal scope, hanging out by myself, and
Decompressing.
you're not even by yourself, hanging out with God out there, and yeah, decompressing and hearing your thoughts and stuff like that, and you come home a better person. I feel every time you go out into the woods. You think about the things that need to be thought about, um, even if it's some bad stuff that's going on in your life. Like you're thinking about ways that you can, you know, create a change in that aspect of life when you're out by yourself or you're out with a friend. Just being out and seeing what God has to offer in this beautiful world is nothing. It's nothing to mess around with. I love to do it and I love to be out. again, I might even go out tonight, honestly, now that we're talking about it.
Tempt you with a good time, huh?
Try and get a little predator, and I like to get the coyotes. I don't like, I have a dog and stuff, and like I said, we live on a farm, and there's a pack of them running around. They're kind of messing with me a little bit lately, but I'm gonna get one soon. I got one um summer of last year, like end of summer. We
Are
were
you
sitting.
shooting crossbow or what are you
No,
shooting?
no, I have a thermal scope, a 243 Winchester. Me and my dad, we went halfies on the thermal and
Ugh,
messing around with it, dude. It's sick. It is sick.
I can't hunt thermals in California. I hate
Yeah.
the state.
Ah, yeah, have to come up here one day and shoot it. And dude,
Yeah.
it's I mean, I never even looked through a thermal, and then we got this one, and it was like I think it was like $1,200. Like it wasn't anything crazy, but like to see like the animals in this, like you're looking out and can't see anything, and you look through this scope, and they're like pure white, and like you could see their all four legs on them and what.
Yeah.
I actually have a great story about that. Me and my cousin, we were out, and we have a barn, and on the top is like there's an upper level to this barn, and we
Hmm.
put this thermal on a tripod, and we were sitting over there was a deer killed, but it was hit by a car, so we kind of drug it up there and saw what we'd see on it, you know what I mean, like a pretty natural bait. And
Yeah.
I'm watching these three deer walk through this field in the thermal, and I'm watching them, and they're like getting super weird, and they're like looking, and the next thing you know, they sprint off. And my cousin was behind me, and he was actually studying for an exam. And I was like, yo, cover your ears. And next thing you know, this coyote ran up right to where he needed to go, chased off these deer, and I stopped him, shot him, and dropped him. And I mean, me and him were high-fiving and stuff, and he didn't even get to shoot, bro. He was just up there with me and hanging out. And we were bullshitting for a while, and um went up to get the coyote, and that was that. It was awesome.
That's sick, dude. Yeah, it's like anytime I can get in the blind, I'll get in the blind. I don't even have to hunt.
Oh, dude.
I'll be in that blind. I just want to sit out there and sit in the woods and just sit there, dude. Like,
There's so many distractions now in life, and I mean, I'm a testament to a lot. Like I play video games, I watch TV, stuff like that. But like when you're out there, like I try to really sink it all in, man. It's because it's not like I said. There's so many distractions in this life. You got your phone, you got your all this
uh,
technology, stuff like that, and to just get out there is just it's different, you
yeah,
know.
that's the first thing that happens when I get in that blind, dude. That phone goes in airplane mode. I
Shut up all the
shut
distractions.
that thing down,
Yeah,
dude. Put it off to the side and just yeah, and just sit there and listen. And if you just sit there in the blind and just close your eyes and listen, there's a chorus. There's a heavenly chorus being sung at all times. You know, you got your birds and your squirrels and your deer and your owls are hooting and there's a cacophony of noises that the land will make, the world will make. You know what I mean? You might hear the highway, but the highway's 20 miles away, you know what I mean? But you can
yeah. You hear these towers, right? Absolutely. You
barely
get
hear those semis. Zoom.
with the
But
Jake brakes on, yeah.
yeah, and then it just gets just dead quiet again, and then the critter, and then you zoom back in on the critters, and man, dude, I gotta get the hell out of here, bro.
Seriously.
I got one
Yeah,
more.
it's a weird patch right now, man, especially in PA. I don't know how it is in Cali down there, but like right now, there's not. I mean, you got your small game, your rabbits, your squirrel to hunt. I mean, predator hunting like I was yesterday, but
Yeah.
I can't wait until these birds start gobbling, man. Couple months, we're almost there.
Yeah, yeah, I got a date with opening day turkey coming up here pretty soon and it's just the vocalization and they're just so easy to well, I can't say they're easy to call in, but
Ah, yeah, I mean, it's
it's
not
hunting.
easy to call in, but easy to communicate with, and that's like one of the coolest parts in my experience is just using that. Like I got real good with the mouth call, and like
Mhm.
calling to these turkeys and then them answering you back. It's like I'm connecting. I'm connecting with it with nature right now, and it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a symbiotic relationship, and you got to think too. Like before, like people started living in massive buildings. Like that's how it was, dude. Like
Oh, dude, yeah.
our ancestors were us. You know what
Yep.
I mean? Like what we strive for, that was everyday life. And I'm like, dude, jealous, man.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
as hard as it is to live off the land, gosh, man, if I wasn't in a wheelchair, dude, I'd be doing as close as I possibly could.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So on your Instagram, dude, what got you into documenting your life as a quadriplegic? Because I see I'm on your Instagram right now, and you know everything you do, you're documenting, man. So what
Yeah,
pushed you to want to do that?
I've been in a little bit of a dry spell now that like I mean Thanksgiving and then Christmas, like I was pretty busy with life, but something that got me into it was just posting about it one day and seeing that people actually like there are people out there that are curious to see how we live. You know what I mean? Whether
Hmm.
that's an able-bodied person who you can inspire or a disabled person who you can inspire to, get out and do things that are hard or do things that are possible. So like I started posting a little bit and it's another one of those things that like how you said like who cares what people think. At
Right.
first I was like shit man, like people are going to be like why is he posting all the time? I was on a streak there for a while and it was just like every single day I would post something and I kind of ran out of ideas honestly like because not that I live a boring life but it's hard to document every part of my life and it
Yeah.
was one of those things that so like you'd see a comment or someone would reach out to you and be like like thank you for posting that like we needed that to see if we can go there certain
Right.
places Haley and I went my fiance like it was it was a trial and error not only for me but for people that are watching my videos like oh can we take so and so here or can I go there with my girlfriend and that I'm in a wheelchair and then like I'm doing it and like I'm being completely honest whether I'm if it's bad, I'm gonna say it's bad. If it's completely accessible and I could do everything I need to do by my own, I'm gonna do it. And that's just one of those things that I really enjoy doing and I like to see my following go up. But like I said, I need to get back into that. I'm glad you brought that up because I need to get back into that post. I need to post every day again and just show people that life is very possible, regardless of that circumstance, that situation. Um, there's people out there that would really love to do that right now, that can't.
Oh yeah.
We were in that spot at one point, you know what I mean? Like it was, I mean, probably early on in our injuries, but we were in that spot where you're like, damn, I should have probably did this, huh? I should have probably did that, huh?
That's the
You know?
worst feeling is the shoulda wouldas, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. And now that we're still here and still alive, like why not figure out a way to do it? You
Right.
know, there's ways to do it, so do it.
Yeah, like I've preached in the past is you just it's gonna take longer. Yeah, obviously it's gonna take longer. It's gonna be harder, but you just have to figure it out logistically in your brain. Exercising your mind along with your body is is key.
Yep.
But like I just did a podcast with my buddy from Alaska, and we're talking about how two dudes in a wheelchair went kayaking on a lake, and people were like, "How did you do that?" I was like, "Well, we loaded the kayaks. We had to get a big stick, and we pushed the kayak up on top of the car. We threw ropes over it. We tied it down. We drove to the lake. We got them off, and we dragged that kayak 4 inches at a time." Until we got to the water, and you get to the water, and then you hop in and you go frickin' fish, dude, and then you figure it out. It's just
Yeah.
logistically, it's gonna take longer, but it's like, yeah, I did it, but it took a really long time, or I didn't even try it, and I have no idea what that experience is like, dude. It's like
Right.
on my deathbed, bro. I don't want to be like, damn, I should have did this. I want to
Absolutely.
be like, remember when we did that? You know, like, dude, that was sick, huh? It sucked. It absolutely sucked. But like a lot, I've come to find out too, is like a lot of the my favorite memories are moments of just sucking, dude. Like in the moment, it sucked, but when you're just going through it, like you could be out there hunting, pouring rain, it's freaking muddy, and you're just all covered in crap, dude. You're gonna remember that down the line more than you're gonna remember a bluebird sunny day that you're like, oh yeah, I just rolled in and I rolled out, it was all good. You know what I mean? You're like, damn, that sucked, dude, but here
Yeah,
we
and then
are.
like when you get back from these hard trips, like you're proud of yourself for doing that.
Right.
Proud of yourself for embracing that suck and biting the bullet and doing it with your boy. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those things that it's okay to be proud of yourself, and that's something that I've been learning every single day now. Like shit's hard, and then when you get it done, it's like I'm pretty like that's pretty impressive out of me. You know, for all the shit that's stacked against me right now, like that's a pretty impressive thing to do.
Right. Right. And it feels good to just to get out there and grind, dude. Like you said, embracing the suck, dude. Like my favorite part, like we'll go mountain biking and I love going uphill because it sucks, dude. You crank 6 inches at a time. You're just going as slow as a snail, dude. And you get up to the top, and like my dad's like, I freaking hate this. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, this is the fun part, dude. And yeah, and then you get to going downhill and you get going fast, and that's an adrenaline rush in itself. But it's like when you can enjoy, or not just enjoy, but when you can have a positive outlook on something that obviously is trying to tear you down, you
Right.
can't be beat, dude. You can't. It's like a superpower. You can't be beat, and it's just it comes with opportunity. Like if you pray for patience, God is gonna give you something to be patient about. He's not gonna
Right.
just make you patient. He's gonna teach you and learn you and have you build that as a foundational piece to your life. You know, like, oh, I want to be strong. All right. Well, here's something that requires you to be strong. Or, it's like the say the saying of courage is I forgot. I'm gonna butcher it, but it's like it's not overcoming fear, but it's like doing something courageous that you're fearful. I don't know, I freaking botched
No,
it,
no,
but
I got you. I got you. And it's just like one of those things, like you said, like it's not just gonna be, it's not, he's not just gonna ask God for something. He's gonna be like, all right, here you go. I
right.
mean, he's gonna test you a little bit. He's gonna show you signs of how you can create what you're looking for. You know, that patience or that strength or that whatever it is. You know, he's gonna show you that it is possible to get there. It's just he's not just gonna be like, there you go, because life's not that easy. If it was that easy, you and I wouldn't be sitting here in wheelchairs, right? And
Yeah.
all these people that we're talking to, and all these people that have disease, and it wouldn't be that easy, right?
Right.
That's life. It's just not that easy. It's up to us on how we can beat that, how we can, you know,
100%, dude.
take God's word for it.
Right. So we're coming up here on an hour. I tend to keep these podcasts around an hour. Do you have anything coming down the pipeline that we should be watching out for on your Instagram, or let's hear a Jayden Leiby's dream hunt?
For the Instagram, I haven't. I'm gonna start like we just talked about, you know, and it's a little eye opening for me. I think I'm gonna start posting a little more, whether that's, you know, a same routine every day or something like that. I think that it can help people, and that's what I'm gonna stick to my word. You know, new year, new slate, start posting more, start hopefully inspiring more people. Um, and then for the dream hunt, I don't even know, man. There's so many like you could name any animal and it would be a dream hunt at this point. But I would probably want to shoot a moose. I don't know how possible that would be, but a moose would be pretty sick. I don't know how you feel about a moose. They're
I'm
huge.
gonna smoke the biggest, baddest moose in Alaska, bro. I'm telling you right now.
You going up there?
I
Or I shouldn't even
eventually
step
one
down there.
day. I want to do it. So I'm 37. I want to get up there before I'm 40. You get up there, do a 10-day trip. I'm thinking since I'm in a wheelchair, I'm thinking I want to find an outfitter where you stay at a little, a little cabin on a river or whatnot. But then you drive up your boat up and down the river looking for moose because I figure that way you can search way more ground doing that than you could. Obviously, we're not going to be spot and stalking freaking moose
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty
through
tough.
the Alaskan bush, you know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
I'm thinking either on a big lake, dude, or a river hunt. So there's a giant hunting expo out in Utah coming up here in a couple weekends, and they have tons of outfitters there, and I'm just gonna pick everyone's brain, dude, and just try to figure out what my best option is.
I love it. Yeah, and dude, after I shot that elk, I mean, we had years of meat. You know what I mean? So like, I can't even
Yeah,
imagine moose
big
getting
Chris.
such great meat.
Right. Well, I think I don't know, don't quote me, but I think you give a lot of the meat towards the villagers up there.
Ah, that's cool too.
I think. Yeah, don't
What?
like I said, I haven't looked too far into it. That's just maybe something I heard on the block, but
Yeah, yeah. That's another thing that it's cool though. Like, I never want to hunt an animal just to kill it. I love to eat it myself, but like, if I'm gonna shoot something that's gonna feed other people and nurture other people, absolutely. You know what I mean? I'm
all
all
right,
in.
100%. Well, Jaden, dude, super stoked to have you, brother. Thank you for preaching. Me and Jaden did a podcast earlier, but my internet was absolutely garbage, dude, and it was just like just whatever. But so internet's good. We're rocking and rolling, bro. I appreciate you coming on, and thanks for sharing your stories. Do you have can you tell the people what your Instagram is, or how to get a hold of you? Like, what's your
Yeah,
deal?
dude. And again, I appreciate you having me. It's been an honor, and I love how we share the same values. But my Instagram is Jayden Leiby underscore, JADENLEIBY, and then an underscore. And I mean, you can reach out to me on there, or TikTok is the same thing, Jayden Leiby. Um, but I love to talk to people. I love to, connect with other people and be able to hopefully help, you know what I mean? And see if I need help from other people, seek help from other people as well. I'm all ears and I'm only trying to grow. So again, I really appreciate you having me on here, brother.
Stoked, dude. So at the end of every podcast, I just want everyone listening that this is only possible with God's glory, God's grace in my life. And I'm just it could always be worse. Your injury could always be worse. You may think like you have it the worst, but it could always be worse, dude. So just praise God for what you have and where you're at, as hard as it may be. Just lift it up. So I'm gonna lift up a prayer real quick as I do at the end of every podcast. And there we go. Father God, thank you so much for the glory you bestowed upon us, Lord. Thank you for the blessings that we have. Thank you for Jayden being able to be healthy enough, me being able to healthy enough to get on this podcast, Lord God, share your mission in our lives, Lord, and share the stories that we've come to enjoy. So I just pray, God, that you would guide our hearts, use us for your glory, and let today be blessed, and let tomorrow be better. In Jesus' name, Amen.
Amen.
Right on, brother. I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on.
Amen, brother. Thank you again. I appreciate you.